helped me to reach 2,000 subscribers. The digital clock on the nightstand glowed 3:17 a.m. when I felt a hand on my shoulder, soft, trembling. I blinked through the haze of sleep and saw my wife, Clara, standing over me. Her face was pale, her eyes red-rimmed and swollen, her breath shaky like she'd been crying for hours. "Michael," she whispered, voice cracking, "we need to talk." Those 4 words never meant anything good. Not at this hour. Not with her looking like that. My stomach twisted as I pushed myself upright. The room still half dream, half nightmare. "What's wrong?" I asked, my voice thick with sleep. "Is someone hurt?" She shook her head but didn't meet my eyes. The silence between us stretched, heavy and suffocating. Outside, rain tapped faintly against the window, the sound almost rhythmic. Inside, everything felt off, wrong in a way I couldn't yet name. Finally, she spoke. "I've done something, Michael. Something I can't take back." The words hit like cold water, jolting me fully awake. My chest tightened. Every horrible possibility flashed through my mind. An accident, a lie, a secret she'd buried. But the way her hands fidgeted, the way her eyes darted away, I already knew the shape of it before she said it. "I've been seeing someone." For a moment, the world went completely still. I just sat there, staring at her, trying to make the sentence rearrange itself into something else. Anything else. But it didn't change. It sat there in the dark between us, cruel and undeniable. My voice came out hoarse. "What do you mean seeing someone?" Her lips quivered. "It started a few months ago. I didn't mean for it to happen. I swear I didn't. It was just—" She stopped herself, breath shaking. "It was someone from work. After those late meetings, we started talking, and then, I don't even know when it crossed the line. I could feel my pulse in my ears. Every heartbeat sounded like a hammer striking something fragile inside me. My mind replayed every late night she'd come home exhausted, every unexplained text, every smile that lingered too long when her phone buzzed. "How long?" I managed to whisper. She looked away. "Since June." "June." My voice rose before I could stop it. "It's November. Clara, you've been sleeping next to me for 5 months while you—" "I know," she cut in, sobbing. "I know, Michael. I hate myself for it." I laughed bitterly, a broken sound that didn't feel like mine. "No, you don't. You don't hate yourself enough, because if you did, you wouldn't have done it again and again." She covered her face with her hands, shoulders trembling. "I ended it. Tonight. That's why I woke you up. I couldn't keep lying anymore." The words twisted something deep in my chest. There was truth in her voice. I could hear it. But it didn't comfort me. It only made it worse. Because now, she wasn't confessing for me. She was confessing for herself, to clear her own guilt. I got out of bed, pacing the room, feeling the carpet under my feet like it was then slipping away. "Who is he?" Her silence was answer enough. I turned sharply. "Who is he? Clara." Her eyes flickered up, terrified. "It's Ethan." The name hit me like a punch. Ethan, my friend, my co-worker, the guy who came to our house for barbecues, who smiled at my wife across the table while I poured him another beer. For a moment, I forgot how to breathe. "That's not possible," I whispered. "He's married. He left her," she interrupted softly. "A few weeks ago." I felt something inside me fracture. Every laugh, every conversation I'd had with him now felt like a cruel joke. I thought about the night he'd texted me asking for advice about relationship problems. I told him, "At least you're not alone, man. You've got people who care about you." I didn't realize I was talking about my wife. The rain outside grew heavier, pounding against the glass like a warning too late to hear. Clara moved closer, her voice trembling. "I'm sorry, Michael. I'm so sorry. I don't expect you to forgive me. I just couldn't live with it anymore." I stared at her. The woman I'd loved since college, who'd laughed with me in our first tiny apartment, who'd cried with me when we lost our first pregnancy, who'd held my hand through everything. And now she was standing in front of me, looking like a stranger who'd borrowed her face. "Why?" I asked finally. Was I not enough? Tears streamed down her face. You're everything, Michael. That's the problem. You're kind, patient, safe. He made me feel something I thought I'd lost, like I was still alive, still wanted. And I hated myself for wanting that. Her words stung like glass in my skin. So you traded love for excitement. She shook her head, sobbing. No, I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. I just wanted you to know before it all comes out. My blood ran cold. Before what comes out? She hesitated, then whispered, He told his wife everything tonight. She said she's going to tell you. The room tilted. My stomach twisted with nausea and rage. So you didn't tell me out of guilt. You told me because you got caught. Clara collapsed into a chair, sobbing uncontrollably. I stared at her, my hand shaking, heart hammering with fury and disbelief. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to demand an answer that would make it make sense. But there wasn't one. Instead, I walked to the window and stared into the rain. My reflection looked hollow, ghost-like. Behind me, Clara whispered through her tears, I'll leave in the morning if you want me to. I turned to face her, my voice flat. You already left. Clara, you just didn't have the decency to take your body with you. Her sobs filled the room, a sound I'd once have done anything to stop. Now, it barely reached me. Something in me had already gone quiet, cold, calculating. In that silence, a terrible clarity settled in. This was the moment everything ended. The love, the trust, the marriage built on shared years. All of it undone by whispered lies and stolen moments. But then came the twist, the part one never told her. I already knew. Weeks ago, I'd seen Ethan's message on her smartwatch when she left it charging. Can't stop thinking about last night. 5 words that burned into my brain. I'd been waiting to see if she'd tell me, waiting to see what kind of person she'd choose to be. Now I had my answer. When she finally fell asleep, curled in silent tears, I opened my phone and sent a single text to Ethan. She told me, don't come to work tomorrow. Then I placed my wedding ring on the nightstand beside hers. 2 bands, side by side, reflecting the faint glow of the clock. 3:17 a.m., the exact time everything changed. And as I walked out into the rain, I realized something bitter and clear. Betrayal doesn't just end love. It erases the person you were when you believed in it.